Hello and welcome to the latest episode of the Low Budget Review Show. I am your host, Eric Smith, and today I am talking about Sour Candy by Kealan Patrick Burke. Don't know who the publisher on this is, but what are you going to do? And I love this cover. Just lovely. It's a little tiny book, not even room for the title and things on the spine. So, I think the best thing for all of us is if I just read you the back cover copy. So, this is what it says. At first glance, Phil Pendleton and his son Adam are just an ordinary father and son, no different from any other. They take walks in the park, visit county fairs, museums, and zoos, and eat together overlooking the lake. Some might say the father is a little too accommodating, giving the lack of discipline when the child loses his temper in public. Some might say he spoils his son by allowing him to set his own bedtime and eat candy whenever he wants. Some might say that such leniency is starting to take its toll on the father, given how his health has declined. What no one knows is that Phil is a prisoner, and that up until a few weeks ago, and a chance encounter at a grocery store, he had never seen the child before in his life. So there you go. Some back cover copy for you. Pique your interest, hopefully. So, Sour Candy, Kealan Patrick Burke, fantastic. Kealan Patrick Burke, fantastic writer, pretty darn good artist too. Does some great book covers. Don't believe he did this one. Although, it says cover design by Elder Lemon Design, which I think might be his design group. When not writing, Kealan designs book covers through his company, Elder Lemon Design. So there you go. So maybe it is a Kealan Patrick Burke cover. That's neither here nor there. We're talking about the book itself, which is, again, it's fantastic. Burke is a great writer, and he builds this world very quickly in this little tiny book. We meet Phil, and we get a feel for his life very quickly. And so when it all goes to hell, we feel for him. We get what's going on. Well, we don't get what's going on, but we understand the changes, the things that are happening because of this chance encounter in the grocery store. Because Burke has just so quickly and so well done the job of establishing who this character is. And yeah, it's, again, as always, with something short like this, difficult for me to talk about it without giving anything away. So, just incredibly well written. It's going to leave you guessing for a while. Things will be explained eventually. I think, let's see, I'm looking at the blurbs. Josh Mallerman says, like the Twilight Zone and the great shorter stuff by Beaumont and Matheson. And I think that's a great, great description. Very much reminiscent of a much, much darker episode of the Twilight Zone, reminiscent of the things that Richard Matheson would write. I believe I've read Kealan Patrick Burke before, and right after reading this, I went and ordered some more. I want to build my Kealan Patrick Burke collection. Yeah. Let's see, I'm looking at the back cover copy to see what it reveals, so I know what I can reveal. Which isn't a lot. Yeah, I don't want to tell you too much. I don't want to tell you the twists and turns and the things that go on in here. Just that Phil Pendleton has his life turned upside down, shaken by this, again, chance encounter with this child. And it's just fantastic. Can't remember if I gave it 4 out of 5 on Goodreads. It's definitely one of those two because it's a quick read. It's so well written. The characters are interesting. It gets really bizarre. It's just the kind of nice, fast, fascinating, unputdownable type of story that I enjoy. Novellas are great length for horror. Not that there's necessarily any bad length. It all depends on the writer. Love horror short stories. I've read some giant horror novels, The Stand and Under the Dome, and I think Damnation Game and The Great and Secret Show by Clive Barker are pretty big, and they're great. But novellas, there's something about a nice, quick, almost like a good 90-minute horror movie is what you get with something like this. Or even, an hour-long episode of a TV show. But yeah, I highly recommend Sour Candy by Kealan Patrick Burke. Like I said, nice quick read, little tiny book. Let's take a look. 74 pages. So if a book was like a movie script where they say each script page is a minute of time in a movie, this would be barely over an hour. So anyway, yeah, I recommend it. Sour Candy, Kealan Patrick Burke. Love, love, love this cover. Great story. Can't wait to read more. There's actually one that I've had my eye on for some time that is not one of the ones that I ordered, called Blanky. I can't wait to read that. But there you go. Sour Candy. All right, so I got a question for this video. What is your preferred length of a story? I'm going to say horror story, since that's what we're talking about. But I suppose, if you want, I'm not a dictator. You can just talk about stories in general. Do you prefer a short story? It seems like there's a lot of people that aren't into short stories. I happen to dig them. Do you like a short story, a novella? Do you want, your average, say, 250, 300 page book? Do you like those giant tomes that Stephen King likes to put out? Or doesn't it matter? Are you like me and it's just you want to read a good story, and as long as, one of those 1,000-page books doesn't get boring, as long as it keeps moving, keeps giving me something, I have no problem with that. What are your thoughts on story length? Let me know in the comments below. And if you have any comments, questions, or corrections, please put them in the comments below. Comments are open for spoilers. Just post spoiler warning. We try to be polite here at the Low Budget Review Show. Please like, share, and subscribe, all that YouTube stuff. If you care to follow me on other social media, my Twitter is @Ronin5757. My Instagram, where I post pictures of books, comic books, board games, and fuzzy animals, is EricSmith5757. That's Eric with a K, ERIKSMITH5757. That's it. This has been the Low Budget Review Show. I have been Eric Smith, and until next time, read more books.